Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing great nowadays staying at home and following all the SOPs against COVID-19. For instance, taking kava a day or sanitize your hand frequently or using mask at public place. My dear students, these little things are definitely going to stop a big pandemic, coronavirus COVID-19. So we never come to know when these little things become so important. In today's lesson, we are going to highlight the importance of these little things, not only during this pandemic, but in our life forever. What are the little things which we always keep ignoring, don't give them importance? But Julia Carney, by her beautiful poem, has highlighted the importance of these little things in our life. Moving on to the explanation with the introduction to the poetess. Julia Carney, her full name is Julia Abigail Fletcher Carney. She was a poetess, quite famous among the kids, as she was born in Boston on April 6 in 1823. She was an American educator as she was born there. She was not only a poet, but she proved herself as author and editor. Her many of the poems has been added in the school textbook. Not only this, but her poems were published in the school textbook and her poems were set to music as well. Even the poem which we are going to have, this poem has also been sung. She died in November 1, 1908 in Galesburg, Illinois. Illinois is a state of the US. Illinois, it's a correct pronunciation of this word. Illinois, that is a state of the US where she spent her last date and died in the same state of the US. The poem which we are going to have, its name is Little Things. Little Things. That poem was written in 18th century. It is an inspirational poem. It really inspires our soul if we really read it with the whole heart. Little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. What the pleasant? Land. So my dear students, in the first stanza, the poetess explains the little things. What little things? The natural creature of God. That Allah has made the ocean. Allah has made the ocean. By what? By little drops of water. If we did not have this little drop of water, then how could we have the big ocean? If we have today the big ocean, it is because of the little drops of water. So we can never underestimate the power of these little things, whether it's a drop of water or it's a little grains of sand. Little particles of sand are important to create the whole planet, to create the whole earth where we live. Little grains of sand make the pleasant land. We have a land, and this land is not only used to live in, but this land is used to fertile and to grow up the crops which we use as a food in our life. So this land came into being by the little particle of sand. So these little particles are as important to create a land. In the first stanza, the poetess has explained the importance of these little creatures, that how these little creatures created the big things in the universe. My dear students, in this materialistic world, there is not only the importance, or going to talk about this materialistic things, but there are lots of little feelings as well, which we sometimes should ignore. For example, forgiving the people, forgetting the things and avoid the negative vibes. So these things as well, if we keep avoiding, then we can make our little movement very beautiful, and these little beautiful movements can give you a beautiful memory of ages. Little deeds of kindness, little words of love make our world an Eden like the heaven above. Before I'm moving on to the explanation of another stanza, I would like to highlight here the word Eden. Eden means here the paradise. Paradise where Adam and Eve were sent to live in from God. Little deeds of kindness. As I said, we don't need to be materialistic about the little things, but there are some little deeds of kindness as well. If we do any good act with the people, little, although it's a very little act, but it can give a great reward by God, or it can remove our many of the sins as well. Exactly like this, if we do any little sin, our many great award can be ruined by our little sin. So we should avoid and ignore little sin as well. We never think before doing any sin, we just think it's a little sin, what's harm in it, let's do it. But that little sin can spoil our whole good deeds. We need to be very careful about these little things. Make our world an Eden. Make our little words of love, little words of kindness. Yes, little words of love. Sometimes it happens that people are so worried, upset, and they are not feeling good. You know, our very little words of love can make them better, and we can heal their injury only by our little words of love. Make our world an Eden. Yes, this world which is full of lots of problems, lots of sorrow, lots of unhappiness can be cured only, and we can convert this world into the heaven only by the little words of love. Like the heaven above here, this is heaven. What is this? Sorry, I didn't listen. Speak loudly. What is this word? Yes, heaven. Like the heaven above? Yes. So, like the heaven above, here you are going to talk about the world, that we can change this world into heaven, into the paradise. How? Yes, exactly. Just by the little words of love, just by the act of kindness. It's all about the act of kindness. Not only this, sometimes it happens we need to put our little efforts to achieve something very big. We study for the whole year, little study, and finally what we want to achieve? We want to promote to the next class, we want to go to the next class, we want to achieve a degree, we want to achieve the next class certificate. So what we do for the whole year? Whole year we put little efforts. So my dear students, little efforts matters a lot to do something big, to achieve big something achievement. In fact, all these little things lead to a big achievement. This was the little explanation of this little things. Moving on to its central idea. The central idea of the poem nothing is unimportant in this world. As we think that little things are unimportant and we don't consider them. So no, nothing is unimportant in this world. Everything is important in this world. Nothing is unimportant in this world. The things which fail to attract our attention is also important and cannot be ignored. Cannot be ignored. So let me tell you one thing. The word came, so I thought I should tell you about this. Cannot is supposed to be a single word. It is written together, not only in short form. When we are writing in a complete form, so we always write it together. Don't write it separate. Cannot be ignored. Nothing is unimportant in this world. As I told you, we don't give the importance to the little things, because the things which fail to attract our attention, these little things doesn't attract our attention, and we are not focusing over the attention. Due to the lack of attention, we don't see the little things. We just consider it's a mere thing. What is good of observing these things? We don't consider them. So we don't have any attention towards these things. But it is also important and cannot be ignored. As I have already told you with the explanation of the poem, these little things cannot be ignored. So my dearest students, don't ignore this little lesson as well. And after listening to this lesson, you are going to attempt the exercise will be given to you besides this video lesson. Copy all the documents, central idea, question answers, and referring to the context related to this lesson, you are going to note down in your notebooks. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. See you in the next lesson. Fi Aman Allah. Take great care of you.